Okay, we gonna start first.
Good. Is it good now?
Yeah.
All right. Hello, guys. Where are you out on the streets or driving? Have you seen the colorful painting on the wall, or have you ever seen them on the hip hop music video? This painting are called Gravity, and let's go to the history of Gravity. In early 1960, Gravity have reached New York, US, and in the 1970s, it was taken off and banned by the US government due to the vandalism. In 2009, who says it's difficult and currently content to distinguish between gravity, art, and vandalism. Today, with my current, I will going to persuade you with a positive gravity show to be considered art, not vandalism. So, do you think that gravity is a vandalism? Is it good idea if we admit that gravity is an art? There's some positive gravity with a positive message. Should we ban them even though they bring us a positive message? I will be going to over some reason why a positive gravity should be recognized as a true work art form as the meaningful message is bring to us, and why non-positive gravity is banned and considered vandalism. Before going over the reason why we should not ban the positive gravity, first let's take a look at the definition of positive gravity and vandalism. Positive gravity is the word art pen on the wall or any surface, mostly by spray pen with the permission of the owner in order to convey a positive message to the public. Meanwhile, vandalism is behavior of causing a dam to surface or object belonging to other owner or to the public without permission. As you can see, the positive gravity is approved by the owner of the canvas, so it's not considered vandalism. That's the first reason why we should not ban the positive gravity. Second, positive gravity will benefit society by using positive message to bring to the public. We can use gravity to call for crime prevention or call people to protect environment. We also can use to convey people that we should wear masks, protect the sea environment, or atmosphere. COMS, who are working at the University of Michigan Law School, drew a clear line between gravity art and gravity vandalism in her article. She claimed that vandalism is crime and gravity can be art. The solution is not trying to prevent gravity, but to prevent vandalism. is remedies with positive message with permission from the owner is art, and remedy without permission or could cause violence is vandalism. There are some positive messages that can be used for a positive remedy. Protect the environment, live green or stay away from drugs to prevent crime. To get the permission, the artist should identify the owner of the surface or to get the permission from government. As you can see in the chart, there are still some people who argue that gravity some people argue that or gravity is vandalism, and 22% of people don't want the gravity to become art. And Ashanti White say in her article that gravity with a negative message can cause a war or violence or without permission is illegal. In addition, this is also used by the gangster to divide territories. And today I present some reason why we should consider positive gravity as an art and show you that what and how it can be a positive message. And lastly, I show you why it has been seen as a vandalism. I hope that the positive gravity should recognized by the world art community and general public as an art if we all work together to spread the message, the positive message about its beauty. And here is please visit and say the beautiful thing about gravity to support the artist or the beautiful of gravity by the link I put in the chat below. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. Let me
Very
put the
thorough.
I think that's a good topic because so many people argue that gravity is vandalism, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also think the gravity is vandalism.
I think I like it because it's controversial, so it makes it for very interesting, persuasive topic. It was a good choice. Also, I liked all the photos you included. It made it seem like the photos you included made me lean towards seeing it more as art because it was very beautiful. I like the photos.
So, my turn.
Yay.
All right. So, hello guys. Video games. When talking about video games, I believe that many people will immediately think about the image of teenagers. So currently, the gaming industry is developing rapidly. So as of 2022, there are more than 5 million video games that in existence in the world. In 2003, Karamir said many schools already have gaming clubs or use video games as a method for education. So today, as a gamer and a student, I'm going to persuade you that video games or gaming should be included in the classrooms at school. So have you ever played video games before? Do you believe that there are some educational video games exist in this world? If yes, have you ever played them? So Mark Griffiths in 2002 claimed that video games can be used as a method or educational research tool. Today, I will giving some reasons about the benefits of video games and what about negative impacts if we abuse them in the wrong way. So what are educational video games and the difference between them and the casual video games? A casual video game is an electronic video game in which the players use the interaction of the input device like a keyboard, a mouse, or a controller to control the interaction. So the interaction between the players and the video games usually displayed through the screens, and the players use the casual video games for their entertainment purpose. Educational video games are just like casual video games, but however, educational video games provide more learning and the training value for the players, and the players use the educational video games for education purpose, of course. Mark Griffiths also stated that video games improve the students' group skills by playing the co-op games, or most of the games in the world are using the English as a main language. So we can say that video games also help the students to improve their English skill. And some communication video games also increase the children's social skills. So as you can see right here, the benefits of playing video games is also help enhance your memory, improve your eyesight, improve your coordination, treat clinical depression, reduce stress, and make the better decisions. So I have just talked about the benefits of bringing video games to the education. Now, let's dive into how to apply them in the classroom. So many schools in the United States already have the gaming clubs for the people who love playing video games, just like me, and I was one of them in my high school. So the schools should organize some events like esports event, just like other sport clubs. Kuramir said in his article that schools should apply the video games just like a reward for good behavior. For example, in my high school, we use the Kahoot and some games on Quizlet. As you can see, video games have so many benefits. However, video games also have a lot of haters, especially if the players abuse them in the wrong way. So many students drop out the college to play video games. Playing video games for a long time will cause the eyes problems. Right, as you can see right here, in the United States, we have the most gaming industry revenue, and also we have the most violent gun deaths. So Adam Lobel said that playing violent video games could cause the violence and the criminal in real life, because it could cause the players try to pretend to be that violent character in real life. So today, I get some reasons why we should apply video games for education and their harm to us if we abuse them in the wrong way. %90 of the popular video games portray violence. Currently, 53% of the public consider gaming as a main cause of violence. However, if we know how to use the video game in the right way, they will have to save the school. So if you need for more information, please visit, share, and leave a comment in the article about the benefits of gaming in education. I will leave the link in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah.
So nervous.
I'm nervous for this one too. I really like the topic. It was interesting. My brother's a big gamer too, so me and my mom always have this conversation. So it was always interesting. I liked it.
My parents, they like disagree with education with the video game, but I think it's good because like some people they learning the vocab from the video game a lot.
Yeah.
Learning, like really, like I don't know, when study I'm not really remember that word, but playing video game I'm always remember that word.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, when I was young, when I play Minecraft, and I'm from Vietnam, so I don't understand English, and then I play Minecraft, so I know a lot of things about in English. So
Yeah, it's gotten really big, gaming, the whole industry. It's crazy. Okay, my turn. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna go to the taller table. Okay. Hello and good afternoon. About 80% of deaths among young adults are due to external factors like falling, car accidents, and suicide or homicides. All of these factors are strongly associated with alcohol. And my argument for today is that lowering the minimum legal drinking age from 21 to 18 will decrease risky behaviors and have very little effect or no effect on motor vehicle accidents. You should care about this because it affects everybody. I bet you know people who are under the age of 21 who drink. And then also if you just drive on the street, you are very much at risk of being in an accident with a drunk driver. Today, I will go over the counter arguments and my refutations to why the drinking age should not be lowered to 18. And then I will go over why it should be lowered to 18. And I will also discuss possible solutions that have been raised. So the first stats against legal drinking age. This was researched by Carpenter and Dobkin, who are both professors. So in the 1970s, 39 states lowered the minimum legal drinking age to the ages 18, 19, or 20. Subsequently, about a year after, there was a big increase in traffic accidents. And so because of this, Congress raised the minimum legal drinking age. They created an act that required the age to be 21. And any state that didn't follow this act or put it in place got their traffic accident money taken away. So they didn't get a lot of funding. So eventually every state decided to put in this law, and then it resulted back to a lower level of traffic accidents. So people argue that because of the MLDA 18, there was an increase in traffic accidents. So that's because of the lower alcohol. But they found, Carpenter Dobkin, that that's not true. It's very hard to prove that it's correlated because the decrease was not substantial enough for the amount of people and states that raised it back to 21. And I will go over the graph in a bit. And then another counter argument is that the MLD 18 saves lives. So the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reported that the MLD 21 saved 31,417 lives from the years 1975 to 2016. And I will. Okay. So here's the counter arguments. And then this graph shows by Christopher and Charles. Okay, so as you can see here, the gray line is the percent of 18 to 20-year-olds that can drink legally. And so as you can see, it decreases over the years because states started to put in the law that it was 21 because they wanted their funding. And then this is the death rate of 18 to 20-year-olds in nighttime motor vehicle accidents. So you can see it does decrease a little bit, but the decrease isn't substantial to the huge significant drop in the percent of 18-year-olds that can drink. So they argue that there really is no correlation and that it might just be due to better traffic protocols and technology. Now I'll go over why the drinking age should be lowered. The MLDA 21 forces teens to drink below ground. This is because a lot of teens, especially in college campuses, feel that they cannot drink in public. And so frat parties and binge drinking in colleges is a very big issue. John McCardle found that 5,000 Americans under the age of 21 who die from alcohol-related causes each year. Only 1,900 of those are traffic fatalities, which means that the remaining 3,100 occur off the highways. This suggests that drinking and driving is not the issue, but it's drinking in private that is really the big issue. So MLD18 may promote safer drinking habits because it will force teens to go out and drink above ground and drink in public, which will regulate their drinking and keep an eye on them and make sure they're drinking safely in good amounts of time. Also, the MLDA 21 has not saved lives. According to research by Ash and Levy, which occurred, this was in 1990, but it's very famous research. Basically what happened when they did lower the drinking age up to 21 after the 18 to 20 age group is that it only transferred the drunk driving deaths, the big percent of drunk driving deaths, to the 21 to 24 age group. So at first they were at the 18 to 20 age group and that only transferred. So it shows that it really did not change the amount of deaths. It just transfers the age group that is affected by drunk driving. So Ash and Levy argue that the risk of drunk driving is not being an inexperienced drinker. It's not being under 21. So anyone who's new to drinking, it's more likely that they are going to have an accident. It's not being under 21. And that's share. Okay. So those are the two main arguments. And then another argument why MLD 18 and not MLDA 19 or 20 or 25, it's because 18 is the legal age of adulthood in the US. So that is a very easy one. So it's either MLDA 21 or MLDA 18. There's not really another age in between. And now I will go over the solutions. So the main solutions are that states should focus on educating students. There should be a drinking ed program. Those 18 to 21 can only drink wine and beer. And then I'll also go over the Amethyst Initiative. Okay. So the MLDA 21 doesn't solve binge drinking. the 2016 National Survey on Drug Use and Health reported that 68% of teens aged 18 to 20 drink alcohol illegally. And so Dr. John McCardle, he's also a big advocate of the Amethyst Initiative. He suggested that we establish a drinking ed program that's really similar to driver's ed program. So you take a couple-week course and you have to take a test and go to classes and presentations. And then once you take this test and pass it, you get a license that says you're fine, you're allowed to drink. So that's one of his suggestions. Another one is the wine and beer. I think a lot of European countries already do that, no hard alcohol, and you just slowly, gradually introduce 18 to 20-year-olds to wine and beer. And then also the Amethyst Initiative is this group, this organization of college presidents and chancellors from the United States, and they are just calling to lower the drinking age from 21 to 18. They say that allowing public drinking from the Emilie teen would allow students to observe less heavy drinking, and so they could see responsible drinking to be the norm, because right now students, all they really see is when they go to frat party, especially in colleges, is what the big issue is. When they go to frat parties, they just see huge amounts of drinking and binge drinking. And so students that don't normally drink, they go to college and they think, oh, this binge drinking is the norm. So if you bring it above, they'll notice that is not norm, and they'll think that it's more normalized to just have casual drinks. So overall, there is no hard evidence that the minimum legal drinking age of 21 results in less motor vehicle accidents among young adults. And then it is also possible that lowering it to 18 will create a culture of more responsible and ethical drinking habits. The concern of the legal drinking age should not only be concern for youth, parents, and teachers, because it affects everybody. And I encourage you to go check out the Amethyst Initiative and see what they're about. And there's also plenty of petitions that you can sign. Thank you. Okay.
Love your topic, but I think like many parents or others will disagree with your topic.
Yeah, I'm in the middle. I don't know if I exactly agree with it, which made it a little hard to argue for it. I see both sides, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good topic.
Thank you. Okay, is that all?